No one thought pandemic would last so long, and no one knows when it is going to end because how long it has stressed. Business cash flows are under pressure, and survival is at stake for many entrepreneurs. That's why the question of managing cash flow in a prolonged crisis came up so often during my calls with my clients, and I responded to them all. Then I thought of making this video sharing my best 7 lessons for you. By applying this, you'll be in control cash flow wise in the current times. Hi, I'm Shishir. I'm financial transformation coach for female entrepreneurs who wants to scale their business fast. If you want to solve your cash flow problems and get a grip on your cash flow, then don't forget to subscribe and hit on notification bell right now so that you do not miss out on future new videos. The lessons that I'm going to share with you today are also grounded on my work as a financial coach for ambitious entrepreneurs like you running businesses from 40,000 to 40 million pounds in revenue. So let's dive in. Lesson number 1: being sustainable is more important in business than scaling. This came up during my monthly coaching calls with one of my clients, a dental influencer. Pre-COVID, he was offered to buy a dental practice for $650,000. We did all the numbers, we were ready to make an offer, then COVID happened. There was so much uncertainty around it, we didn't proceed with the sale. Now the seller has come back with a revised offer by dropping 120,000 US dollars. During our call, we went through clients' numbers to establish whether he can make an investment or not. I know it's very tempting for him to make an investment on his second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth dental practice purchase, but not at the cost of not having at least 3 months of cash flow cushion or runaway, because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Richard Branson once said, business opportunities are like buses, there's always another one coming. So you can wait for the right time and only invest in opportunity when your sustainability is not at stake. Financial stability and sustainability are more important than investing in an opportunity. You don't want to risk your business and your harmony in your personal life. In times like the ones we're experiencing right now, the winners are the ones who has liquid cash. So even if the seller decides to sell for $120,000 less, you still walk away with that cash, and the buyer, my client, will have that much cash less in his business if he chooses to make an investment. If you are in a similar situation, then think about what your cash position will look like after you make a big investment. If the future cash position does not scare you, then go ahead with the investment. If it stresses you out, then hold on to your cash. Why? Because cash is the emperor, the king of kings in business. Without cash, nothing happens. It's not uncommon to find influencer who has lots of followings on social media, and their followings are growing on social media, but they've not been able to pay themselves well. Sustainability is more important than scaling the business, and this is my lesson number 1. Lesson number 2: adapt to new normal. To do this, you need to find a break even in the new scenario. If you don't know what a break even point is, think about what are the cost expenses that you need to pay regardless whether you make sales or not. So the sales that you need to make in order to cover for these expenses you pay is the break even point. So that at this point you no longer make a profit or you no longer make a loss. So let's say that in a pre-COVID scenario that you make a sales of $100,000 and your cost of fulfillment was $50,000, so your gross profit was $50,000, and let's say the fixed expenses were $30,000, so we're left with profit of $20,000. So let's adapting to the new normal in the new scenario. Let's say that you make a sales of $60,000, your cost of fulfillment was $30,000, so your gross profit was $30,000. But here's the difference. The difference is now the fixed cost or expenses have dropped to $10,000, so you're still making $20,000 profit in the new normal as compared to the old scenario. So in this current scenario, you only need to make $10,000 gross profit to break even. When you have break even information, then you know how much sales that you need to make to avoid losses and be able to control and manage your cash flow better. Lesson number 3, account for yourself when counting expenses. This is such an important lesson for entrepreneurs. One crucial mistake that I've come across entrepreneurs make is they forget about themselves when accounting for fixed expenses. Remember, if you have to hire someone to work for you for the whole year to achieve that sales, how much would you have to pay for that? Entrepreneurs, they forget that. That's why when they see the cash coming in the business, they never ever have enough cash left for themselves, and they wonder why I don't have cash left for me, because they never allow themselves to be in that mix. So don't make that mistake. Lesson number 4, update cash flow statement to reflect future government-backed loans and payments. If you have taken out government-backed loans and deferred paying taxes, which government allowed to do so, then put the payments in the cash flow statement as projected cash going out. This way that you'll not think that you're richer than you are, be under stress at the time of paying taxes. It is easy to overlook on this because you're seeing the bank balance in your bank account right now. So you might say to yourself that I've got $50,000 in a bank account, so you might be tempted to spend that cash on something that you don't need with cash which is not yours. And when the time comes to pay government backed loans and defer taxes next year, that you will not have enough cash to pay them. I've seen this time and time again. So you set aside cash for paying government-backed loans and taxes, and then you have a clarity on how much you can afford to spend on a month-by-month basis. Lesson number 5, fully digitalize your back office to have real-time information. Do you have real-time information about your business? If you don't, you're missing out on a huge opportunity to have complete control in your business. Most businesses that I've come across are not fully digitalized. They use apps like Kubis Online, Jiro or Zoho, and they think that's what they need and can have. But that's just one app, an important one from the whole ecosystem of apps. But you need more apps to have real-time information. If you're not sure where to start, then I've documented 119 apps across 16 categories. I'll put the link in the description below. You can check them out and sign up for the ones that you find it helpful. I'm not affiliated with any of these apps, so most of them offer free trials, so you can check them out and try it for yourself. These are some of the best apps that I've come across from my research, as well as I have used many of these apps to systemize my client's business. One such app has saved one of my clients $500,000 over the last 6 years, and I did a case study on this and I wrote a subsequent ebook on this. So I put a link in the description below in case you might want to check it out. When you start using these apps, then you'll have real-time information about what's happening in your business. For example, you might use payment integration to your accounting system so that you collect payment faster and improve your cash flow. Or maybe you can use account receivable apps so that you take control and improve your credit control and you collect payment faster. Or maybe you can use accounts payable apps so that you know and plan and control that when you want to pay your suppliers, so that you have clarity and control in your cash outflow. Or maybe you can use expense management apps so that you can manage your expenses going forward. Then you'll be able to manage cash flow well. If you haven't systemized your business yet, then do it. This will avoid duplication of work, and that will save time and money, and that will save cash in your business. Lesson number 6, take short-term as well as long-term approach. Here are some of the things that you can do as a short-term approach to managing cash flow during prolonged crisis. Freeze discretionary spending. Impose approval limits on essential purchases. Pause hiring and review any salary adjustments already in progress. Identify at-risk revenue in your existing customer base. Identify opportunities to improve working capital with debtors and creditors, identify potential sources of public and private funding and support. Here are some of the things that you can do as a medium to long term approach. Protect your valuable customer relationship by offering them payment terms or by allowing themselves to pay by installment where appropriate. It's important to strike a balance between immediate survival and coming out of the other end having massive goodwill and a strong brand. Review your suppliers and contracts. Appreciate that this may be a good time for you to negotiate even more favorable terms. Consider structural changes, including your headcount, as well as rationalizing your product or services portfolio. Identify efficiencies in your order to cash cycle through simplification and automation, and measure the impact of each improvement so that you can implement the best on a permanent basis. Lesson number 7, don't keep your challenges to yourself. Share your struggles with someone who knows better, who's invested in your success, because keeping them to yourself won't do any good to you, and you don't have to go through this alone. Especially share this with your team and work towards a single goal of managing cash flow in this crisis. And work with a professional, the extra pair of eyes, someone who can listen to you, your challenges, and offer insights. Through this, you can find new ways to tackle cash flow situation and figure out what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And who knows, you may find a light bulb moment through this. This is how you can manage cash flow during prolonged crisis. There you have 7 lessons to manage cash flow in a prolonged crisis. Here's a quick recap for you. Lesson number 1, being sustainable is more important in business than scaling. Lesson number 2, adapt to new normal. Lesson number 3, account for yourself when accounting for expenses. Lesson number 4, update cash flow statement to reflect future government-backed loans and payments. Lesson number 5, fully digitalize your back office to have real-time information. Lesson number 6, take short-term as well as long-term approach. And lesson number 7, don't keep your challenges to yourself. If you got value from this video, then like it and share it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell right now so that you do not miss out on future new videos, which I publish every Tuesday at 4 p.m. GMT. Your comments are my oxygen, so don't forget to comment below. I respond to them all. Now, I would like to turn it over to you. Let me know, have you already applied some of these lessons in your business? What else are you doing to sell through these times? Let me know by leaving a comment below.